Hi little craft makers! Did you know that you can make the cutest holiday ornaments out of these two things? Well, get ready because I'm going to show you how to do it all by yourself. Are you ready? Let's get started! I've preheated my oven to 200 degrees, and now to make the dough we're going to use 2 cups of flour, 1 cup of salt, and 3/4 of a cup of water. First, let's mix that flour and salt together and just get it mixed up pretty good. And then we'll start adding the water little by little. So we'll take our water and add just a little bit over it and get that mixed in. And we'll keep doing that until it starts to get more like cookie dough. So that's starting to get a little dry. We'll add some more water. Mix it up. Once we get closer to having the right texture, we're probably gonna need to use our hands. So we'll get in there and start to knead it a little bit. You can see here it's starting to come together. So now we're gonna use our hands. I used all of that water. I'm gonna see if I can get it combined into a dough without adding more water, but we'll see. We might have to add a little bit more. So I'm gonna add a little bit more water. Mine is still really dry and crumbly. So just add a little bit more water and keep doing that until it forms into a ball. That's looking pretty good. It's definitely come together into a ball. Now I'm gonna put it on my counter on top of just a sprinkle of flour, and I'm gonna knead it just for a minute, just so that it gets fully mixed in together. We've got our dough in a ball, and we're just gonna roll it out flat. I'm gonna put a little bit of flour on the counter so it doesn't stick. So go ahead and roll this out to about 1/4 of an inch thick. And if it starts sticking to your roller, you can always dust it on top with a little bit of flour. So roll that out and then meet up with me when you're done. Now I've got it all rolled out flat, and I'm gonna pull out my cookie cutters, and I'm gonna show you 3 different types of ornaments that I love to make with this dough. First, I'm gonna make a picture frame out of this Christmas tree. So let's go ahead and cut out the Christmas tree shape. So just push it down, kind of wiggle it a little bit so that it is easy to pop out. Next, I grabbed a butter knife, and a toothpick, and I'm just going to kind of trace a little circle shape on here. Then use your knife to kind of just cut it out. Now you can kind of take your toothpick and kind of scoop that out of there. Ta-da! There you go. So when it's dry, when we've baked it, I'm gonna put a little picture in there. So moving on to the next one. This one, it's gonna be incredible. We're gonna make a stained glass snowflake with Jolly Ranchers. So I've got some Jolly Rancher candy that I went and I beat it with, with the rolling pin, and we're gonna use that to stick in the middle of this snowflake. So let's see, we're gonna stick the snowflake right here and just gonna kind of wiggle that around a little bit. Okay, and now we're gonna do kind of the same thing we did with the tree. We're just gonna trace out the middle and then cut the middle out of it. But just be very careful that you don't crack the edges. Got that traced out. Now I'm just gonna gently use the butter knife to follow that. Make sure when you cut it out, you kind of leave this a little bit thicker. That way, when you bake it, it doesn't crack. Last but not least, we're gonna do a handprint. And I want it to kind of be like this, not fingers wide open, and you gotta stay tuned to see why. So we're gonna go like that and just press on your hand. It's okay if your hands still have flour all over them like mine. So just go ahead and press down, make sure you get your palm on there too. Press pretty good. Okay. So we got the shape of my hand there, and then I'm just gonna gently cut around the shape of my handprint with, you guessed it, my butter knife. So be careful and cut that out. Okay, I wrapped up the extra of the salt dough because I can use that later. It should be good in the fridge after a couple days. And now we're gonna make magic with this snowflake. So I've taken my crunched up Jolly Ranchers, and I'm just gonna take some of these like little chunkier pieces, and I'm gonna put them in the middle of the of the snowflake. And the reason I'm doing that is because it's gonna melt, and it's almost going to look like stained glass when it melts. So we're gonna put a few pieces in there. You don't have to put too many because it will melt and fill the rest of the space. So you don't have to fill that whole space. That looks good to me. And last but not least, before we put it in the oven, I need you to grab a straw, and then we're just gonna poke a hole where we want a ribbon to go so we can hang our ornaments. And then you're ready to put it in the oven. So I'm gonna put these in the oven at 200 degrees. I'm gonna start with 30 minutes and then I'm gonna check on them from there. So depending on how wet your dough is, it might take a little bit longer. So check on them at 30 minutes and then check on them about every 10-15 minutes after that until they are totally dry. Okay, I've taken them out of the oven. I let them cool down a little bit. I'm letting my snowflake cool down a little bit more, but I'm gonna start painting these. You might have already guessed, but we're gonna turn our handprint into a Santa Claus. So I have grabbed some paints. For Santa, we're gonna need red, white, and then I was using like this little peachy color. And then I also have some black puffy paint. We'll start by painting his little hat. So we'll use some red right here. Just do kind of an outline. When you get to this part, don't paint all the way to the bottom because right here is going to be that little snowball at the bottom of his hat. So I'm just gonna make kind of a little arc right here. That looks perfect. Now I'm gonna do the white. I'm gonna do his little snowball over here. And then we'll go like that to do the edge of his hat. That goes like right on his forehead. And then his face right here, we're gonna do basically like a half circle, maybe a little bit bigger, like whoop, like that. And we'll do his little face, and then we'll finish doing like his beard and all of that. Okay, can you guess what color we're gonna do next? If you guessed white, you were right. We are gonna fill in his beard because we all know Santa has a big bushy beard, right? Isn't that cool? Look at that. Okay, so that is most of Santa. I'm just getting a little brush. See, like this little guy? And we're just gonna do a little glob of paint right here. And I think I'm gonna put his nose like there. So I'm gonna just do a little mustache, a Santa stash, which is kind of like this, you know, it's kind of like a fluffy situation. There we go. Okay, there's his little mustache. Okay, I'm getting my puffy paint. We're gonna do a little eye right here. Oh. Okay, I got my puffy paint, but I gotta be honest with you guys. I couldn't figure out why I'm getting it all over my hands. There's a hole in it. That's why. Okay, well, we're still gonna make it work. Little circle there for the eye. And then that's okay, I'm gonna fix that, don't worry. Little circle here for the eye. There, he's cute. Okay, Santa's all done. He looks so cute. So we're gonna put a little ribbon on there in a second, but let's do our Christmas tree next. Okay, while we let Santa dry, let's work on our Christmas tree. So I have green paint here. You can do whatever color you want your Christmas tree to be. I'm going traditional, but sometimes I don't like to be traditional. So, you know, might do like a pink tree, or you could do a red tree, you know, whatever color you feel like. This is a really bright green that I've got today. I couldn't find a darker green in my paint, but this is kind of fun. I kind of like the bright green. So I'm just covering this with green, and then we're gonna make ornaments, and I'm gonna use glitter to make the ornaments. I took a minute to let the green paint dry, and now we're going to add some glue dots so we can add glitter to our tree. That's gonna act like our ornaments. So I wanna do a couple different types of glitter, so I'm not gonna add all the glue at once. First, I'm gonna just do like a dot here, and then maybe one over there. Just gonna kind of do random dots. Now I have this color glitter, which is really pretty. It has lots of different colors in it. And I'm just gonna put this on top of a plate, as we usually do with our glitter, right? And then I'm gonna sprinkle this on top of our glue. Once those are all covered, shake it off. Don't worry, I won't start singing Taylor Swift to you, even though I kind of want to. Okay, now we're gonna add more glue again. And we'll do a different color glitter. I think that looks perfect with the glitter. I'm not gonna do any more. So now I am going to add the picture. So we're gonna use it like a picture frame, and we're gonna glue a picture to the back. Now, I don't have a picture of myself right now, but I thought it would be funny if I just did this little face in there. So we're gonna pretend this is my picture, but you can get a picture printed and actually glue it to the back. So I'm gonna do that, which looks pretty cute. To add your picture, you just wanna kind of put it right there, and yours is probably gonna be too big too. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna trace around the tree, and then I'll cut it out. If you have an actual picture, you might wanna use a marker for this. So I'm just tracing around where the tree's at, right there. And then I'll cut that out, and I'm gonna cut a little extra too. So I've got that cut out. Now I'm gonna flip this over, and I'm gonna take some glue, and I'm just gonna kind of line the little picture frame spot with it. I'm gonna go like that. Let's see. Boop. There we go. Perfect. So if you had a picture of yourself like doing a funny face or something like that, that would look hilarious. And last but not least, we have the Jolly Rancher Snowflake. When you hold it up to the window, you can see straight through it. It looks so cool with the light behind it. It's gonna look amazing on the Christmas tree. So I'm gonna actually paint around the edges, and I'm gonna paint it white. Okay, I'm just gonna paint around the edges here. Okay, I got that first coat of white down, and now I'm gonna do one more coat. And before this second coat dries, I'm gonna sprinkle some glitter on it. And I have this really, really pretty white glitter that I think is gonna look amazing on there. Okay, you can see my paint is wet. So we're just gonna sprinkle it on. And then, ooh, we're getting messy on this one. Tap it off. Ooh, that looks amazing. I'm gonna kind of clean off this little window space. The snowflake is done. Now we need to add ribbons to all of our ornaments so they can hang on our trees. Just gonna put that through, and then we are gonna tie a knot so we don't have to worry about it falling. So tie it about that far. Don't tie it too big or it's gonna hang really, really low on your tree branch. Okay, and then make a knot. I kind of like this ribbon because it's always kind of curly like that. So there we go. Santa's done. And we're gonna get our tree out with our funny little face on it. And we're just gonna do that to the rest of them. There they are. They look so cute on the tree. We have our snowflake that is like stained glass that we made out of Jolly Ranchers. We have our picture frame Christmas tree, and of course our handprint Santa Claus. I don't think I could pick a favorite. Honestly, they're all so cute. So I hope you guys have a lot of fun with this. I hope you try it out. You're gonna love it. And I hope you have an amazing holiday season, and that maybe you make one of these for someone that you love. So stay tuned for another craft coming soon. Bye, little craft makers.